Well, happy Thanksgiving, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't think you would see me or any of the MMA fighting staff on this Thursday doing a reaction video, but alas, here we are. UFC CEO Dana White just did the thing. He just did the thing. He hopped on. He made some announcements. UFC 324 going down January 24th. Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, and Ilia Topuria will not be competing in the main event. As a matter of fact, a lightweight championship fight is going to happen, but it's going to be an interim lightweight championship bout. Dana White announcing the main event for UFC 324 is Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett for the interim lightweight title. Ilia Topuria not competing on this card. Co-main event, Kayla Harrison defending the UFC Women's Bantamweight title against the GOAT, Amanda Nunes, or at least the GOAT in a lot of people's eyes. So those are two massive title fights for the debut card on Paramount Plus, the first big numbered event, so to speak. Also announced, Sean O'Malley making his return to the Octagon, his 2026 debut. He will take on Song Yudong, a fight that has been heavily rumored for quite some time. Former world champions Alexa Graasso and Rose Namajunas will compete in a women's flyweight contest. The fight that I have been preaching to the universe, preached to Waldo Cortes-Acosta for several months now, is actually happening. Derek Lewis, who has been calling out Waldo Cortes-Acosta, now this fight's happening. Waldo Cortes-Acosta, maybe he still fights December 13th, but he is definitely fighting Derek Lewis January 24th, the UFC 324. And another member of the Team Heck Fantasy team. We got both MVPs competing on this card. Atiba Gauthier will be competing on this card against Andre Pulayev. And we also reported two fights happening on this card as well. Modestas Bukauskas versus Nikita Krylov. We also reported that a featherweight bout is close to being finalized between Arnold Allen and John Silva. So UFC 324 is shaping up to be quite the event. And joining me to react to all this additional news, gobble gobble, hope you get your turkey, your stuffing, and your mashed potatoes ready, your apple pie handy, because takes are coming in hot. From Atlanta, Georgia, the one and only Jed Meshew is here. Jed, how we doing? How we feeling? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. We have much to be thankful for, but for the fact that they did this on Thanksgiving. Man, some stuff to talk about here, Mike. This is kind of wild. Credit to you on a few things. Really, really big props to you for you getting those good choices for your fantasy team as they'll compete in January. We love that for you. If our fantasy season went through January, you'd be the front runner by a mile right now. Man, I didn't see this coming. Not just that I didn't see it coming on Thanksgiving, which is obviously crazy. I don't know if it's like, I get it, but wow, it is a little bit wild to do that, but I guess you want to make a splash, and this is sort of a good way to make that splash. Let's dive into it, Mike, because I don't know how to react to almost any of these fights, right? Like the co-main event, I think, is the easiest, most palatable one. We kind of had an inkling that maybe this was happening. We've talked about it before. The main event, though, one, it being a main event is even interesting in and of itself. But I guess I want to start here, Mike. Shout out to you, because I think we were on BTL this week. I think it was BTL. And we did on Tuesday because of the holiday, because we're idiots. We're like, can't do a show on Thursday. That's Thanksgiving.
Golly.
Here we are. I think we were talking and you were like, maybe they'll just do an interim title fight between Gaethje and Pimblett. And to the best of my knowledge, you didn't have any insight into this. So if you did, and you just tricked me, I guess credit to you as well. I was like, no, that would be silly. Why would you do that? It's not like the lightweight champion is hurt. He's not. He's got to fight Arman Tsarukyan if he's not going to fight him in January. And lo and behold, I was just dead wrong. Couldn't have been more wrong on this one. As wrong as I've been in quite some time. Wow. Just wow. I have a theory But tell me about your reaction, because I didn't see this coming.
I mean, I'm not surprised at all. That's why I've been throwing this out for several weeks. Like they might just do like Patty versus Gaethje or Patty versus Arman for an interim belt, because I don't think Ilya's fighting. Because if Ilya was fighting, they would have announced he was fighting a long time ago. And maybe he was playing hardball and maybe still trying to get the Islam Makhachev fight. But it seemed pretty obvious to me that Ilya was not fighting on this card. The other thing that I did have insight towards, which I mentioned on BTL, were the reports that Alex Pereira is fighting Carlos Ulberg on this card. I said there was absolutely zero chance that was happening because Pereira is dinged up. There has been no discussion about that bout whatsoever, especially in January. And Pereira is steadfast fighting John Jones on the White House card. So I knew that wasn't the case. I had heard the Kayla Amanda rumors. I am kind of stunned because I thought that would clearly be the main event because it's for an actual title. While, Gaethje and Pimblett are fighting for a belt, but it's not like the actual undisputed lightweight title belt. So I'm kind of stunned they went this as the main event over Kayla and Amanda, which seems like the bigger fight, honestly. So I guess that's like my biggest takeaway is like, seems like this fight they built up after Kayla won the belt and they did the face off and did the whole 9. And I remember like going on a post show right after and saying like, this would be a terrific main event for the first Paramount card if you did that. And here we are, but it's not even the main event. They gave it the co-main event slot for an interim title fight. I'm quite surprised by this, Jed.
Yeah, I am also, to some extent. I think from a nuts and bolts standpoint, there's a little bit of logic here. The fact of the matter is, as we talk about fight cards and the experience, the fan experience, the enjoyment level of any fight card, it's not 100%, but like the biggest, it's like football. Since it's Thanksgiving, let's talk football, Mike. Let's talk turkey. A football team can only be really as good as its quarterback, and a fight card can really only be as good as the last fight of the evening, because it's the pumpkin pie, Mike. It is the closer to the meal. And if the rest of the meal is good, but the pie at the end isn't, it's bad. It's the last taste in your mouth. So even if you had a really good, solid fight card, you end on a downer, which very possibly Nunes Harrison could be. Maybe it won't. It also could be very exciting and interesting, and it's compelling no matter what. But like that fight could look like Islam Makhachev, Jack Della Maddalena. And we talked about that fight. Nobody was we were interested in what that meant and what had happened. But like casual fans probably didn't have the most fun. And certainly they're trying to go broad for this first event. Justin Gaethje has never been in a fight that's not thrilling. So like you're going to end the night with a bang with a Justin Gaethje fight. So I do get that. But from every other aspect of it, it is silly, right? Like certainly the co-main event is bigger. They're giving this co-main event short shrift anyway, because like Kayla Nunes, the fact that they're announcing it, 6-7 weeks out now is, they haven't ideally built it up in a way a fight of this magnitude historically could have been built, So I think all of that's true. It's certainly curious some of the decisions that have been made, but Mike, let me tell you my honest to God first reaction, because I don't know if you're going to agree with it, but I think it's going to upset you. Your other boy is not fighting for the lightweight title anytime soon.
Jed, you might be right. But it is coming from Dana White, who, let's be honest, has said things of this nature before, and I'll tell you exactly what he said. Quote, in the main event, we have Justin Gaethje versus Patty Pimblett for the interim lightweight title to see who will face Ilia Topuria later this year on Paramount. So I think Arman might be a little hosed, but Dana has said things like this. Jed, Mateusz Gamrot is still waiting for a title shot at this point. He's been waiting for a title shot for like 3 years.
He gonna keep waiting.
And we had to watch Khamzat Chimaev not fight for the belt for like a year and a half. How many number one contender fights was Khamzat Chimaev in before actually getting into a title fight? A whole bunch. So you're probably right that Arman is getting hosed here. How hosed is he getting though? Is he true or false? After seeing this, true or false, Arman Tsarukyan is going to fight for the belt in 2026.
False.
Oh my God.
So I think that he's an obvious choice to be the official backup fighter for Ilya versus the interim champion, right? Like that's very clear. Something happens, somebody gets injured, he steps in, no problem. But uh maybe I'm reading too much into this. It's absolutely possible, but like the quote on Dana being later in the year on Paramount, I mean, that could mean April, but that could mean later. And so
That could be August.
I'd say, yeah, that could be way later. I don't know what the timeline's going to be. Ilya has alluded to some issues. That the reason he came out on Wednesday and said he wasn't, or I don't remember if he did or whatever. All this, so much stuff has happened in the last 48 hours, Mike, on top of Turkey. But functionally the idea was, hey, Ilya Taporia is not fighting. Maybe February, probably not February. Based on this, he's not fighting February. Maybe not March. We don't really know. And decided some sort of things happening. So I would hope so. He certainly deserves it. I would like, in a perfect world, we get this interim fight. The champion faces Ilya, international fight week somewhere in the summer at the latest. And then by the end of the year, Arman Tsarukyan is taking on Ilya Taporia or whoever is the lightweight champion for the title. That would be a perfect scenario, but battle plans get screwed up all the time and injuries happen, and knock on wood, we're not hoping for anything like that. But I think that he's not going to he is functionally getting passed over like directly for a title shot right now, but like, he's not going to have to fight again, but he may just have to wait this one out for a very long time, which is tough. Almost frankly, as tough as the other part of Dana's quote, where he's like, oh, Amanda versus Kayla is the biggest women fight of all time, and it's the co-main event to this interim title fight, which is just like a deeply funny way to promote something. It's like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened, and it's the co-main event to a fake title that we've created for reasons.
Between two guys who are not the number one contender, who should not be fighting for the belt. Like, yep. Arman Tsarukyan should be fighting for the belt.
Can I say this part of it though? I do. Please. There's one thing. I like the fight. I love the fight. Not just as a fight. I think the fight, like, on its merits is good. This is exactly the fight. Like, the reason this fight hadn't, at least certainly for me, been talked about, and I think for a lot of people, was because Gaethje had made his stance so clear. I'm only fighting for the belt or I'm retiring. And that's a little petulant, right? Like, that's a little Cartman, screw you guys, I'm going home thing. Like, I'm going to take my ball and go if you guys don't play with me. But I mean, I guess it frankly worked. So good on him. And again, I love Justin Gaethje like he is a family member. Never met the man, love him. But like, it worked. So credit to him for that. But like, this is, if that hadn't been part of the discourse, this is the fight everyone would have said made sense in the first place. We were all okay with the Patty because there was such a natural beef there, and you could do it, right? There was at least something to it, but nobody was like, Paddy Pimblett unequivocally deserves it. He's beaten so many top contenders. He beats Justin Gaethje. Nobody will have a problem with it. Like, there's no complaint about him fighting for a title if he beats Justin Gaethje. And conversely, Gaethje, he was coming off the Max Holloway loss, which he took on a couple of weeks' notice, was a sensational thing and saved the UFC's bacon. Then comes back, saves it again by taking on Fiziev on short notice when he could have been like, man, Dan Hooker pulled out, screw this, I was fighting Dan Hooker, whatever. And now he gets a meaningful big win. Like, I'm absolutely okay in that circumstance to be like, hey, Justin Gaethje, one last chance. You're not going to get it. You are going to lose, but one last chance. So like, this fight makes sense in all those ways. Just pieces of it are a little weird, but like, fight rules. I'm pretty into it.
If Justin loses, is he done? If Gaethje loses, does he retire on January 24th?
Very likely. I think that is extremely likely. Maybe he doesn't retire in cage. He sort of strikes me as a dude who's not going to do that. But I could see it. Like, if he gets tapped out, I could see them going and him being like, look, I was in this to be the champion. I said coming before this fight, if I wasn't fighting for the belt, I was retiring. I fought for the belt, but I won't be fighting for the belt next, so I'm out. That'll make sense. I'll even be okay with it if that's what ends up happening. Like, it's good to leave this sport sooner. Like, I think more fighters would be happier later in life if they retired before they end up doing. So that'll be okay. I will always be sad that we never got Justin Gaethje. Conor McGregor was like the fight I wanted the most in the sport for many, many years. And that fight never materialized, which I think is a huge travesty that no one will talk about, but is absolutely massive. And I will personally be sad that we don't get Gaethje versus Benoit Saint-Denis, which is just a fight that would be incredibly fun.
We still
But
could
I'll
get it.
understand
It's not off the table yet.
It could happen. It seems unlikely.
He has to
but
be the champion, though.
he does have to be the champion. I know what I have to root for now. I have to root for a run from the highlight because that's the only way my dreams can come true.
Yes, so that fight is happening. We'll see what it means for Ilya, the rest of the lightweight division, for Arman Tsarukyan. Arman might have to drop to featherweight at this point. Like, he might just have to drop to 145 and go fight Volkanovski. Because that might be the only way he gets a title shot.
He can fight Sean Brady, who's talking about maybe dropping a lightweight. So, just keep fighting hard dudes forever, and eventually you'll get there.
It's so ironic that literally Arman Tsarukyan was like, Patty sucks, but if he beats Justin Gaethje, then he's actually good. And then, like, 2 days later, they booked this fight. It's wild.
The Arman Tsarukyan story is a deeply fascinating. Like, that man has never been more over. He has never been in a better position than he was on Tuesday.
The whole world was saying, like, no, Patty, we're not doing this. Throw
coming
Arman
off
in there.
This weekend, everyone's like, Arman is the only guy. He is kind of dunking on Ilia Topuria online, frankly, like winning the dozens in that regard. And then Thanksgiving is just like, sorry, bro, you're not involved here. I can't, as of the time when we started this recording, nothing out there. I can't wait to hear the tweets because, if the fight was just announced, maybe not, but the Dana coming out and be like, the winner is fighting Ilya, Arman is going to be live today at some point. So,
oh my God, this is insane. Wild. So the rifle next challenger may not even fight for the belt this year, which is absolutely insane. So I don't know, maybe cooler head to prevail. Maybe Ilya says I'll fight in March. Because I don't think either Patty or Gaethje are turning around that quickly. So perhaps Arman is still on the table. I don't know. But, I mean, if you're going to present it to Paramount in a way, you're not presenting Arman Tsarukyan as the guy that one of these guys face. You're presenting Ilia Topuria as one of the guys that these guys face.
Here's the other thing, Mike, and this is even more speculative. But I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it because I'll be more unhappy about this than you will be for different reasons. There's a world here, Mike, where Ilya fights the interim champion in, May, March, April, something like that. And after that, I'll tell you what he's going to be doing. He ain't going to be calling for Arman Tsarukyan. I defended the belt. I would like to go fight Islam Makhachev again because he's never going to let that die. And one would think that the fan base could look at these announcements and be like, oh, Ilya's got 2 fights at lightweight now. Got the winner of this fight, and he's got Arman. And that's his 2026. And maybe we can revisit the Islam fight in 2027 if he gets through both of those and Islam still has the belt, or if Islam loses the belt and goes back to 155. But that's not how this fan base is going to go. They will not even give up on it. They will not set it aside for a moment. They are addicted to that fight. And he is absolutely going to continue to push for it as much as he possibly can, especially if he can get that fight instead of fighting Arman, which I agree is a fight he should pursue if he can, because losing to Islam Makhachev up a weight class when you're a featherweight or welterweight is a lot better than losing to Arman Tsarukyan in the weight class of your choosing. So I'm just saying, I think there's a decent chance Arman Tsarukyan does not fight for the belt in 2026.
We have talked, it is Thanksgiving, so we don't want to spend an hour and a half here, but Kayla versus Amanda, we touched on a little bit. It is the co-main event. Probably should be the main event. True or false, is this the first of back-to-back fights between these two women?
That's a really good question. True. I think that's actually true.
So we do the first one here, second one at the White House?
Maybe it is that. A little bit will depend on what it looks like, right? I don't know what to make of Amanda Nunes. She's been on the couch for quite some time. Like at her peak, I would pick her to beat Kayla Harrison. I don't know, she doesn't look like she's been deep in the training woods, for the last 3 years or whatever. So like she's got to get back up to speed. I know she's been training again since sort of announcing it, but this has come about a little bit quickly, even though there are reasons to believe both women have known about this fight for some time, not just holistically, but specifically. Kayla Harrison basically suggested she was fighting in January, like a month ago. So like that, I assume they're going to make weight. It would be cooler, frankly, if this was just a 140 fight or something like that, but that's not going to happen. I don't know what to make of the matchup. I'm excited to sort of think about it more and go back and rewatch Amanda fights and stuff. But if this fight is at all competitive, yeah, whoever wins, they're just gonna run it right back. If it looks like Kayla Pacheco, right, like 3, not Kayla Pacheco 1 or 2, they're definitely just gonna run this right back. If it's one-way traffic, like if Amanda nukes her in a couple of minutes, or if Kayla just tosses her and taps her, then I think Valentina will get the call. But a 50-50, I guess, because I can see a lot of different outcomes in this fight.
I think if Amanda is like just around 70% of where she was when she retired, I think she wins. I think she wins this fight. Kayla's very good.
Totally could happen.
Yeah, Kayla's good. She's very good at what she does. But I mean, Amanda's just a way more complete mixed martial artist. She's not like that much like older than Kayla either. So like it's not like Kayla's 24. She's not Michael Moralesing her career at this point. Like she's on the tail end of things, and she is making her 4th cut to 35 now. This is number 4, right? It's gonna add up eventually, man. Like I am a little fascinated by this fight. If Kayla wins, just an absolutely massive moment for her. And
I'm gonna pick her. I mean, it's still we still got time, but I think I'm gonna pick her. My initial inclination is I'm picking her.
I understand that. We have Sean O'Malley versus Song Yudong. It's a good fight.
The fight's awesome.
It's
I really like that fight.
Alexa Graasso versus Rose Namajunas.
Champ fight, Mike. That is a fight between 2 former champions.
It should have been Jessica Andrade versus Rose Namajunas 3. There's a story there. It's 1-1. That's a way better fight.
I do like that fight. That's a back pocket fight. You can literally do that fight whenever you want. So they could still do that. Like, doesn't matter what happened Saturday or not Saturday. Sorry, January. They can do that fight whenever. But they should do a third fight of those 2 for sure. But I like the Graasso Namajunas fight. Actually, I like it quite a lot. I think it's sneaky the fight I like the most out of all of these announced.
Interesting.
I feel like I'm going to learn a lot. Grasso's on a 2-fight losing streak. She looked much worse in the 3rd fight with Shevchenko, and then she did not particularly look very good against Natalia Silva. Rose just has such highs and such lows. She's so mercurial. I'm very interested in that fight. I guess I'm more interested in the co-main, but I have many questions about that fight. That's a good one.
I mean, it's fine. Like, as long as Natty Ice is getting the title fight, like, this fight makes sense. Like, we're just taking 2.
I believe that is the answer. Unless Natty Ice is just on ice, as it were. Because they're waiting to see what happens in the co-main, and maybe Shevchenko fights the winner of the co-main.
Then Natty Ice would fight for the vacant belt.
Let's say, in which case, Natty Ice is fighting Rose Namajunas for the interim or vacant title, whatever,
Yeah.
Which would be fine, too. Natty Ice, I think, is frankly in a better position than Arman Tsarukyan right now.
Yeah. Natty will probably have to fight Manon Fiorot, perhaps, because, I mean, Manon is clearly like number 2.
Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't even think
she
of that.
Can't
That
fight Valentina again.
Sense.
And then we got Blanchfield, who just won. And what's her face? Macy Barber is fighting
those 2
at 323. They're just going to fight each other.
Assuming, yeah.
So, like, when I first looked at this.
There are things afoot at flyweight.
Yeah, my first reaction to this was like, why are we doing this fight when there's like this division starting to like move a little bit? Why are we taking 2 people who are former champions but are completely out of the title picture fighting each other when we can use those names to build up younger talent? And then I realized like the younger talent's all going to just kind of fight each other at this point. And now that I've kind of like broke it all down, I like it. My favorite fight is Derek Lewis versus Waldo Cortes-Acosta, because I've been calling for this one for so long, and it's finally happening. The UFC has been listening. They get it. It's a great fight. Atiba Gauthier getting like hey, this is what's happening on a Dana announcement, which really like just shows how they feel about him. I liked his fight with Pulaev as well. It's great stuff, man. And now
sounds like you're gonna keep both Waldo Cortes-acosta and Atiba Gauthier on as your keepers.
I have Kayla too, who's like getting in. He's finally gonna fight somebody.
You only get to pick two.
I know. I got Ilya.
Can't wait for that show.
Now I have Ilya. I got Movzar. I have like this whole laundry list of like terrific fighters who don't fight, and now they're all gonna fight at once, and I have to only choose two of them. So this is quite the time. We have John Silva, Arnold Allen. That's close to being finalized. We got Modestas Bukauskas versus Nikita Krylov. Shaping up pretty solid here, Jed. Not a bad way to start here. I mean, I wish it could be Ilya fighting Arman Tsarukyan on this card, or Ilya fighting Patty and Arman getting the winner. I wish everything was kind of nice and clean and smooth, but it is not. Probably should have expected this, honestly. And that's where we're at right now. So do we have like an early Meshew score for this card, what we have so far?
Well, it's pretty high, man. That's the thing. Like, it was weird because it's announced on Thanksgiving. Part of it, I'm just like, finally, we have this card. We have been waiting. We were talking about it earlier this week. It's stupid that they're not announcing it. Announce it. I guess they were waiting for this specific scenario, which, okay, in hindsight, I get it. Still think it's a little dumb, but I get it. Totally get it. But I mean, this card rocks. Like, setting aside the weirdness of the interim title and sort of what that means downstream, I think that fight makes total sense. And it's Justin Gaethje. He is always must-see television. The co-main event, I don't think it's the greatest women's fight of all time because I think Shevchenko Zhang is the greatest women's fight of all time on paper. Kayla is just not nearly as established as a mixed martial artist, as a combat sports athlete. Sure, mixed martial artist. But it's the best fight that can be booked in women's MMA now that Zhang Shevchenko's already happened. So, I mean, it's, one of the 7, 8, 5 best women's fights of all time. Great fight. So co-main rocks. I think O'Malley's song feels a little sleepery even. Like, it's Sean O'Malley, so it feels like it draws some attention. But at the same time, even I looking at this card was just like, okay, those two main events are cool. And then like, yeah, that fight's happening, whatever. That fight is heat. And then, yeah, man, like I said, I think the Graasso, Namajunas, all of these are good. Like, depends on a little bit of the support. If they totally contender series out the prelims, maybe it's just a 2. But we're firmly in the 2-star range here, with the potential to be a 3, depending on how they fill out that undercard.
I have no insight to this. I would bet a floppity jillion dollars that Tommy McMillan is going to fight on this card. If Sean O'Malley's fighting on this card, Tommy McMillan is going to fight on this card.
I don't think he's a great prospect, but he's fun. He's a very fun guy.
He is fun. And fun is great.
Arnold Allen, John Silva, man, that is a fight no one's going to think about because of all the other things happening. But whoo, that's
very good. I mean, dude, if we're watch partying, the first watch party of 2026, and that's like the featured prelim, oh man.
Well, the thing is, like, if we're watch partying, we're gonna have to go at least by the Ateba fight. So like, we might be doing all the middle prelim section on this thing,
which is fine with me. We've only done that once.
If the card's worth it, the card's worth it, man.
The only time we've ever watch partied past the final 6 fights was UFC 300, where we did every single fight. And that was the first only time.
This guy, it has the potential to be a 3 Michelin star, which makes sense. You want to start with a bang. This is what we've been asking for. Kick this new partnership off with a bang. This is how you do it.
Love it.
That's it. We are coasting. We get to go back to our families, to the wonderful turkey, the pumpkin pie, leftover pie. I have an apple pie waiting for me that will be tasty and delicious. And you know what? I'm so thankful we have UFC 324 fight tonight. And I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for everybody here. It's just, what a day. What a time to be alive. And football, Mike. We still have football.
We have football. Golf tomorrow. Just playing golf. But hey, sorry we couldn't do this live. I didn't want to take you guys away from your families or anything. You guys could obviously comment and stuff. We were going to sit here and have you guys answer a bunch.
This went longer than I thought it was going to go.
I was like, let's just go 15 minutes.
Quick. Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a blessing and a curse. But we appreciate it. For Jed Meshew, I am Mike Heck. You guys are the best. We will see you after the Thanksgiving holiday. Maybe before. Who the hell knows at this point? But we love you all. Have a great rest of your Thanksgiving and a great long weekend, everybody.
Love y'all. Gobble, gobble. Gobble, 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 gobble.